Hi everyone, I'm Shubham Jawar. I'm a master teacher at Vedantu. We are discussing KVPY 2019 SX Part 2 Mathematics, and the question for this video is this. Let there be a function f, domain being -1 open, 1 open, codomain being all real values, be a differentiable function satisfying f prime x whole to the power 4 equal to 16 times fx whole square for all x in this interval -1 open to 1 open. F of 0 is given to us as 0. The number of such functions is. Here are the options, let's explore. Now, first of all, when you see this differential equation, one thing that you may notice is that this is order 1 differential equation. So you may expect one arbitrary constant, and to possibly find that arbitrary constant uniquely, there is a condition given to us. There is a result or outcome or a property of function f of x given to us that f of 0 is 0. So you may expect that maybe there should be just one such function f of x, but 1 is not among the options. So this is something eye-opening here, that although this is order 1 differential equation, it is not degree 1, it is degree 4 differential equation. Also, this condition f of 0 equal to 0. 0 is not an end point in this interval. It lies inside this interval. Let's explore. So here f prime x whole to the power 4 equal to 16 fx whole square. So I may say f prime x whole square is equal to 4 times mod x, as I take under root on both sides. Now you may say I have not taken mod here. I have not taken, why? Because anyway f prime x whole square would be something non-negative and it will open with plus sign. However, I have taken mod here. So this would mean two possibilities. F prime x whole square is either 4 times fx or minus 4 times fx. Let's consider both of them separately. F prime x whole square being 4 times fx, or f prime x whole square being minus 4 times fx. So here this would mean f prime x is essentially, you may say, plus or minus 2 root f of x. And here, as you cross multiply and integrate with respect to x, you would get 2 root fx is equal to plus minus 2x. And since f of 0 is 0, this arbitrary constant would be 0. So now this 2 cancels out. So root of fx is equal to plus minus x. That essentially means fx is equal to x square. Now similarly here you would get f prime x is equal to, you may say, minus plus 2 root fx, or we should be more careful here. Mind it, the reason we took f prime x whole square equal to minus 4 fx is due to the possibility of a case that f of x is negative, or rather non-positive, throughout this interval -1 open to 1 open. So that means f prime x is equal to, I would say, plus minus 2 root minus fx, because fx is supposed to be non-positive. So I'm supposed to consider this way. Again, f of x, mod f of x would open as minus fx if and only if f of x is non-positive. Hence, f prime x equal to plus minus 2 under root minus fx. So now as as we integrate, let's cross multiply and integrate f prime x divided by under root minus fx dx is equal to plus minus 2 dx, and you integrate both sides with respect to x here as evident, as I've written. So here this would become, you can say, minus 2, and here plus minus 2 x plus arbitrary constant c, which would become 0. Why? Because f of 0 is 0. So here you may cancel this 2, and this minus sign, if you want me to write this like this, let me write it this way. So this would become, instead of plus minus, it will become minus plus. Anyway, minus fx, as you square both sides, will be x square, which means f of x is equal to minus x square. So there seems to be two possibilities. F of x is equal to x square, f of x is equal to minus x square. So it may seem that 2 is the answer. However, let me bring your attention to one more possibility. Fx can even be 0 for every x. Fx equal to x square, fx equal to minus x square. We may, say f of x is x square for every x, f of x is minus x square for every x. On the same note, f of x equal to 0 for every x in this interval minus 1 open to 1 open. Or we may not even take it for all x, and that's what we'll be discussing ahead. This is called, a singular solution. Let's not go in detail of it. This is beyond our course. This particular phrase and its meaning and its, details. So f of x equal to 0 for our case, let's just say, okay, we have, we have seen this by observation. Yeah, f of x, if I take to be a 0 function, then this will be satisfied. Why? Because if f of x is a 0 function, it is a constant function. So that means derivative is 0 throughout. And on right hand side, fx is anyway 0 throughout. So, this equation holds. F of 0 turns out to be 0 anyway. So, now it may seem that, there are 3 solutions to, there can be 3 such functions which satisfy the given conditions. However, we need to go in further detail. Here, try to understand f of 0 is 0. And 0 is not an endpoint, which I had mentioned in the beginning of this video solution. 0 lies inside this interval, minus 1 open to 1 open. So because of this, I can say f of x, can be between minus 1 open to 0 open, and you may say, 0 close to 1 open. So f of x can be x square in this interval and x square in this interval also. Or it can be minus x square in this interval and x square in this interval. It can be x square in this interval and minus x square in this interval. Or it can be minus x square in this interval and also minus x square in this interval. Check it out. Because, f of 0 is supposed to be 0. And, we can have, given that fx is differentiable function, derivative of x square at x equal to 0 is 0. So is derivative of minus x square at x equal to 0. So by taking such possibilities, I am not violating any of the conditions given in the question. So not just these, there are more possibilities clearly. You can say x square and 0 here and 0 x square here. And 0 0, that means fx equal to 0 for every x in this interval minus 1 open to 1 open. Yeah, you can even say minus x square 0. You can say 0 minus x square. So that means we have 3 possibilities. F of x can be x square or minus x square or 0, and these 3 possibilities I can apply in this first half of the interval and the second half of the interval. First half of the interval and second half of the interval, each of them have 3 possibilities. That is fx being x square or minus x square or 0. So there will be total 9 such functions. How many have we stated? 3, 3, 3. So in fact, we have stated all 9. So the total number of such functions f of x are 9, and they are not 2, 3 or 4. Now, interestingly, this question is very interesting. Why? Because even if, say, you were able to find out fx equal to x square, fx equal to minus x square, so first of all, there may be confusion that there should be a unique solution, but none of the options is like that. Secondly, once you find f of x equal to x square and then f of x equal to minus x square, you may feel 2 is the answer, but that's not correct. Now, you may, think that, for first half of the interval and second half of the interval, you may take x square or minus x square, and there will be, total such 4 combination. But 4 is still not correct. Why? Because if you go by that way, you have missed this f of x equal to 0. Yeah. And if you miss this, first half and second half wala part, and even if, say, you are able to observe that f of x can be x square minus x square or even 0, but you miss this first half, second half wala part, then you may wrongly go for this option 3. Yeah. So, but answer is D. More than 4 such functions exist. In fact, there are exactly 9 functions that exist. and hence, this D will be the correct answer. Still, let me elaborate a bit more. You may be confused here. Okay, sir, what if I take closed here and open here? Oh, that would not matter. Why? Because anyway, at x equal to 0, first of all, continuity is there and differentiability is there. So, whether you take closed here or here, it would not matter. There will be 9 functions only, exactly 9 such different functions would be there, which fx can be satisfying all these conditions. So D is the answer. A very interesting question. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned for the next question.